Okay, good evening. Good evening, viewers. My name is Ifi Diadem. I am a teacher, a motivator, a content creator, weight loss coach, master of crafts and creativity, and a lot more. I welcome you to my channel. I have joined Facebook since 2015, and I also started a channel there, but I had I've really not done anything with my channel except my children posting some funny pictures, children. And I also want to note that I have gained a lot from YouTube, and I'm using this opportunity to appreciate YouTube and also appreciate YouTube for giving me the opportunity to express my thoughts, my ideas, to share my feelings, my adventures, my knowledge to everyone here on YouTube so that you can also gain. There's this saying that to whom much is given, much is also expected. I've gained a lot from YouTube for the past 7 years, so it is my time to give back in my own um area, in my own respect. It is time to give out. And today I am going to be discussing um, about career. My discussion will be on career, choosing the right career, my career choice. Now, before I start, I would I'll plead with you to support this channel by clicking on the subscribe button, the red button by your right. Click on it, then turn on your notification bell so that you can always get notification on this channel whenever I make a new post. Please do that for me and I'll be really appreciative. You know, like I said, give I'll try to give my own experience, my knowledge, my adventures, and everything that I have to offer that can change people's life, that can change people's idea, that can motivate people, that can shape people's life and modify people's behavior. I promise that I will share them on this channel. Thank you so much. Please, I also want to beg you to stay tuned and listen to what I have to say today. Now, I said that I'll be discussing on career. Now, in life, choosing a career can help you select the right education and skills you need to obtain to support that career. You know, before I go into detail to explain this, I would want us to know what career is. A lot of persons often refer to career as a profession, an occupation that one takes in life. And Now, career actually has two definitions. The word career is often referred to, like I said before, is referred to a profession, occupation, or trade or vocation. A career could define what you do for a living and range from those that require extensive training and education to those you can perform with only a high school diploma and a willingness to learn a career. To learn. A career could mean working as a doctor. A career could mean working as a doctor, working as a lawyer, a teacher, a carpenter, a fashion designer, a stylist, makeup artist. They all can be seen as your career. Career is an individual decision. Now, identifying the right career in life will help you channel your attention on the right education and skills you will need to obtain to support your chosen career. Now, identifying your career will help you to make careful and well thought out decision regarding that career that you have chosen. And this decision can increase your chance of success in life. Now, I'm going to use my life as an illustration, as an example. You know, I had when I was growing up as a teenager, I had no clue of what I want to become. I had no clue of my career choice. You know, I know I grew up in a family, and my parents are not that were not opportuned to um yes, to go to school. So unlike other family, that the elite family that will always guide their children through the career they want to become. Now, coming to that, my father is a businessman, and if you ask him as an Igbo man, he would want all his children to take his paths of business. But that may not be what we want, because, like I said, career is an individual decision. Now, it is funny enough to note that none of us, just one of us, has taken up one of my siblings has taken up a business career, and he's really making it. Now, coming to me, growing up as a child, I had no clue of what I want to become in future. I had no clue of my career choice. But one thing I am particular about is that there is this particular subject that I am so uh, always excited to learn. That is English language. I always have this interest in learning English. And not unlike other subjects, whenever I'm learning English, I put on my attention to it. I put on my interest. Even I learned this, what do we call it? Transcription. Right when I was in secondary school, that I use it to write letters, and I'll use it to write the sentences. I will use phonetic description. So sorry, transcription to write letters, sentences, and words. Now, when after my secondary school, because I had no choice, I had no career choice. My A lot of my friends want to become nurses. Some want to become doctors, and because of that, whenever I hear somebody say, "Okay, I want to be nurse," and the person give a good reason why she wants to become a nurse, I do also develop interest there, because I had no clue, I had no direction then. But at the time, um, just like my father, I said, my father usually do. Whenever you finish secondary school, he would encourage us to start with college of education close to us, because where we live in the northern part of Nigeria, that is Niger State, Katangara, there's one college of education there, Federal College of Education. So he will always encourage us to start from there, because of this conception that going to university is very expensive, and he may not be able to afford it, and he may not allow us to go start education and stop halfway. That is what he always, that was what he told us then. And he said he was not going to support us when we go to university, because he still has other children to train in school. So, but it's okay, it's a good thing. And I appreciate my father for that today, because I don't think I would have been able to identify my career if I had not gone to that college of education. Now it started that when we gained admission into college of education, I and my sister, because we finished secondary school at the same year. So when we get admission into the college, yes, when we apply for admission, I applied for to study English language, and fortunately for me, I was admitted in in the College of Education as an English student, and I continued from there. It was there that I started developing more interest in becoming a teacher. Yes, and also um, also developed more interest in studying English language. Now, having said this, I used to be a very shy person, very very shy person. I can't even come out and speak um, speak where there is crowd. I can't do that. But having the opportunity to go through College of Education gave me a lot of courage. Now it happens that when you start start your NCE program in your second year, you'll be engaged in what we call micro teaching. And during that time, I was wondering, me that I hardly talk, how will I be able to make it? How will I be able to stand before crowd and talk? How will I be able to stand before my lecturers and express myself? I don't think I will be able to do that. But my mind was telling me then that I can do it because I want to be a teacher. I really developed my interest of becoming a teacher at Federal College of Education, Kontagora. And when it comes to micro teaching, I was so amazed that I did well. I overcame my fear and I did beautifully well. Applause for me. And it was after the macro teaching that I was able to really certify. Yes, because I certify myself first before any other person that I am going to be a teacher and I am going to be I'll make a good teacher. So because of this confidence I've gained through micro teaching, I began to develop interest. And that was when I made a promise to myself that I am going to be a lecturer. And ever since then, I've never had any thought again of becoming anything else rather than being a lecturer, because people always ask me, what do you want to be? I'll tell them I want to be a lecturer. By then, we know the condition of lecturer. What I'm talking about is around 2002. And we know the condition of lecturers in Nigeria. They are not well paid. In fact, teachers generally are not well paid. So people will begin to imagine, look at me with with amazement that imagine a beautiful girl like you don't have any other career, you don't have any other area that you want to choose as your career rather than being a lecturer. It was funny, it sounds so funny to people, but I already made up my mind that this is what I want to become. And because I identified this, I began to work on myself. I worked on myself after my College of Education, my NCE. Okay, you know, having identified that I will be a teacher, that I want to be a teacher, I still have that what do I call it? Inferiority complex. Having should I call it stage fright? That's this feeling of shyness, lack of confidence sometimes, and it affected me. But when we went for teaching practice, I was able to overcome my fear. I was able to overcome my inferiority complex. To my greatest surprise, I was where I did my teaching practice, I was recognized as the best teaching practice students that year. That was 2003. And I still remember the way the proprietor of the school said it till today. Only if the proprietor know the kind of confidence I gained from that encouragement. That is, in other words, I would like to say at this juncture that encouraging people is very good. It is good to always encourage people. When people take up a career choice for themselves, encourage them. Please don't look down on them. No career is too poor. Every career matters, depending on what individual wants. It's not everybody that wants to be a doctor. Yes, we know that doctor uh, is a good profession, but not everyone in this life wants to become doctor. We also know that lawyer is also a good profession, but not everyone wants to become lawyer. So I was encouraged and I was motivated. So when I finished my College of Education, I worked in a distributing company, that is Unilever, for a year. After working there, I was not really satisfied. It at that by that time, at least I was well paid considering the economy of the country. Then I was well paid as a teenager. I was really a teenager because I finished my NCE when I was 19. I finished my NC at 19 and I started working. So with the little money I was paid, I was able to take care of myself and save some. But my father was really seeing my work as that I'm stressing myself, because he would always be the one to drop me at my workplace, and sometimes when they close before me, he will come and pick me, and he always encouraged me that I should come and join them in business. That why am I going there to suffer myself for how much? Hmm? But I know that they are paying me peanuts then, but I was getting satisfaction from there. The satisfaction of having to work for myself and earn something for myself. It's a great relief for me then. So when I worked there for a year, and then I now remembered my career, that I want to be a teacher. So, and I always have this feeling that I don't want to continue living in North, and I don't want to get married in North. So what I did was, when we traveled for Christmas, I met one of my aunties who used to live. She still live in Port Harcourt. So I approached her, and I pleaded with her, spoke with her if they could allow me to stay in their place in Port Harcourt, so that I can find a teaching job for myself. And by God's grace, then she agreed, and she spoke with her husband, and her husband also accepted that. The husband is late though, may his soul rest in peace. My auntie is a very kind person. They allowed me to stay in their place. The first few months I went there, I was unable to get a job. But what I did, I had to tour around Port Harcourt. I toured around Port Harcourt, and I was able to secure a teaching job for myself. And I was 19 when I went for the. I was still okay, yeah, 19, between 1920. I was already approaching my 20 years of age when I went to Port Harcourt, and I was able to secure the job. A lot of persons came and applied for the job, and they carried out this interview, oral interview, written interview, and then I was so energetic. I was so vibrant. I studied, and I did the interview, the written one, and the next one was the oral one, which I never prepared, because I never had any clue that